Alright, I'm Minhaz.
I'm Mark.
And today we're going to demonstrate to you our Pokemon Battle Simulator. So what we have here is pretty much of a reenactment of the classic Pokemon Battle mechanic in the games. So these two switches right here indicate the options for the menu state. So 0-0, like when both switches are off, it indicates the fight state. When both are on, it indicates the heal state. And when 0-1, or as in like this switch is on, it indicates the catch state. So when we catch the wild Pokemon. So right now we'll start off things with the fight state. So I press this key right here, which will go through like the process of the battle. So right now we choose our move that does 3 damage with 100% accuracy accordingly.
Yes.
Okay. So right now we choose our move, which we already did.
Yeah. So you can choose use these two switches to go between your moves.
Yeah.
You have 2 switches, so that means 4 possible moves. So you have this move, that move, this move, and that move.
Yeah.
So after you've chosen it, you press the key again.
And in this state is where like the calculations being applied. And here, as you can see, that the damage was applied. A damage of 3 points was applied to the wild Pokemon. Now the wild Pokemon. Now after we apply the damage, the move that the wild Pokemon is going to use, which is the same moveset as us for simplicity's sake, is also going to be shown on the hex display.
Yeah. So they'll randomly choose between those 4 moves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So here, as you can see, we also got hit with the same move that applied 3 damage points to us. So right now, I feel like I'm still going to choose like the fight state, just to get the Pokemon's like the wild Pokemon's damage down as low as possible, so I can either catch it or defeat it. So I'm gonna choose a move with like a higher value. Let's go with 7. So we hopefully that hits. It did not hit. We missed. Now the wild Pokemon is going to hit us with a move that does damage 5. Hopefully we do not get hit. And we managed to escape. So what I'm going to do is like go with our strongest move, which has about like a 50% chance of hitting.
Yes.
And we missed yet again.
Smash. Smash.
Yeah. So as you can see here, the wild Pokemon is going to like hit us with the move of damage 5, and unfortunately we managed to get hit. Okay, now I wish to heal, so I'm going to turn both these switches on. So it's going to go to the heal state. LED 4 will light up.
Yeah.
And we will heal by 5 points. And how the healing state works is, if the health point we have now, if we heal by 5 and it goes over 15, we'll just set the value to 15 to prevent overflow.
Yeah. So essentially, you can only get 15 max HP. You can't go over that.
Okay, so as you can see, we healed by 5 points. Now it goes back to the AI, the wild Pokemon's turn to damage us. So like every time the player performs an action, it always goes back to the wild Pokemon's turn to attack us afterwards. Now we're going to attempt to catch the Pokemon. Hopefully we don't die. Oh my god, this does not look good.
Probably explain how the catch works.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the catch works. So like the lower the wild Pokemon's health point is, the higher the chance we have to catch it, and this is also decided by a random number generator.
Yeah, so essentially what it does is it generates a random number between 0 and 15. If it's bigger than the opponent's HP, then you catch it.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to do so. And we failed to catch. Now it's going to go back to the wild Pokemon's turn. So we lost, and then so like the battle. So pretty much the simulation is over. We reset by resetting this by turning down switch 12. So the game starts again. Now we're going to keep fighting and like attempt for a successful catch using the move that is guaranteed to hit 100% of the time. Now we're ready to catch. It's low enough. Hopefully it catches. And as you can see, this LED turning on indicates that we have successfully caught the Pokemon.
Yeah, so you've won the game.
So we technically won the game. So our initial goal was to like get a random number generator working, as well as like the basic game mechanic, where based on the RNG that we applied, the damage accuracy was working, like most hit or miss, and like damage was being applied properly, and just generally the game was going through its states states in a fluid manner without any repercussions whatsoever. We got really lucky in our first session where we just happened to come across a random generator model that worked for us. So we just managed to immediately instantiate it in our test modules and like played around with it accordingly. Our biggest hurdle came around when we were calculating the damage to be applied onto the wild Pokemon. Like for some reason, the subtraction, when it reaches that damage applying state, the number displaying on the hex display would like overflow, and all sorts of random things were happening. So we struggled with that for like almost over 4 days before we went to Professor Harrington during his office hours, and it turns out that since we were using the internal clock 50 at the time, it was flipping to our finite states really fast, and it was like doing actions over and over again. So as a solution, we just went back to making the clock as key / switch inputs, and it somehow like resolved our issue perfectly because the states were going through like one step at a time instead of like flipping back and forth. So like from there, we managed to like finish the rest of our game like pretty quickly, like almost within the hour, and then like during the extra lab session, we managed to implement further features.
Okay, so in terms of stretch goals, we initially had the idea to like play music as it's happening. You know, like say the Cynthia battle theme from Diamond and Pearl, or the Cyrus battle theme from Team Galactic. But we looked online for modules to do this, and we realized that based on the amount of code, adding sound would have been its own project. So we quickly chickened out of that. We also had the plan to incorporate multiple Pokemon. So like you know how in the games you'd have up to 6 Pokemon, and you switch between them as you feigns. Well, based on how much trouble it was just to get one Pokemon working, we decided it would be too much work. So we just stuck with 1 versus 1 Pokemon battle. As for stuff we added midway through, we initially didn't have the healing or the catching as part of it. We added that in as like so we added that in as like an additional thing. The healing came as its own thing just to keep it to keep the battling going for a bit longer. And the catching we decided to add because like without the catching it would just feel like a normal RPG battle like Final Fantasy or something. The catching is sort of Pokemon staple, so we added that in as well. And that's basically how we came up with our final project. And I'm Mark, the person holding the camera is Minhaz. And yeah, this has been our project, and we hope you enjoy it. Please add on to it in the future if you feel interested. And that's me signing out. Peace and all that.
If we die, then we lose. A basic version of the game where there's one line where we're performing a subtraction that resulted in from.
I almost followed your video. Delete that right now. Okay, excuse me. Yeah.